Where do kings keep their armies?
I don't know.
In their sleeveys.
Brunch. Hit it, boys. Here's one. Does anybody get more unjustified shit than meter maids?
Meter maids?
Meter maids are very much maligned.
Well, because they throw a kink in your day.
Yeah, but it's because of some shit that you did.
True, and it's literally their job.
Yes. I
picked
picked
up
up
with one?
No. Yes, but I was getting my car from the mechanic this morning. Everybody's all right. Everybody's safe. And the guy saw that I had a parking ticket in there, and he started going off. He was like, he was calling them Mickey Mouse people. I've not heard that before. Mickey Mouse. But yeah, but that's a fucking insult.
Yeah,
I think he's saying
it seems problematic.
I think that he's saying no, it's not problematic. I think that he's just saying they're like Paul Blart. They're like they're not real. They're not the real boys
Fake
in
cops,
blue. Yeah,
rent-a-cops.
exactly. But he was like, "Oh, fucking being." He was all mad for me about this ticket, and I was like, "I'm not gonna fucking pay it. It's not a problem. Like I'm gonna wait fucking 5 months before I pay it anyway." But fuck, I was like, if they didn't do their jobs, like they don't want to give you parking tickets, they don't want to ruin your day, but you broke the fucking,
You backed them into a corner.
So they had to do it. So I was like, I don't sweat meter maids, again, mainly because I wait like a month before I pay a parking ticket anyway, but I can't think of anybody more maligned.
What about the president?
Well, he's rightfully maligned. Yeah. He's not doing his job. There are specific things that he's supposed to do, and he's just not doing them. So that's why we get mad at that guy.
Number one, running the country.
Now, I was thinking about it today. It was like, it's so fucking wild that like the day that Trump said he was going to wipe out all of North Korea wasn't like a fucking
Nobody stopped in their tracks.
Right, like I probably made a joke that day, and not about that, but I probably made like a joke later on that day. I probably fucking played 2K or did some shit. We probably recorded one of these things.
What were your thoughts on when he called or didn't call Kim Jong-un short and fat?
That's actually the first time I've identified with Trump, because I'm sure that we've all been in points where it's like, you know what? I could say something right now when the other person's like, say it. So what could you say? And I was like, I could say that blah, blah. And then you fucking do it, and you do like, you're lucky I'm a nice guy. I'm not calling you a fucking asshole for that shit that you pulled.
That is a great move, but it's also like a middle school move, not a move that you want from the president.
No.
Especially when it's on social media to be like, hey, I could call you this, but I'm not going to because I'm a nice guy.
I think we were drunkenly talking about this last Friday after we went to the Celtics game. Like, at no point in our lives were we actually as childish as Trump. Like, you see that shit and you're like, oh, what are you, a fucking middle schooler? Like, think about yourself as a middle schooler. I actually didn't fucking act like Trump acts when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
I was a fucking disaster for a million other reasons, but I wasn't fucking talking like that guy talks.
Yeah, I also just think that it was another layer of it being funny is that Trump is actually old.
And fat.
Well, he wasn't called fat.
Right, but he's saying, like, I could have called you fat, and it's like, you would have said, takes one to know one, fucking dotard. Burn. I love that dotard is, like, the biggest. It's a word that we've never fucking heard before.
Where did that come
from? But now it is the fucking. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
That's I think it's a word they use all the time in North Korea.
Oh, really?
Or, like, they say something that translates to dotard, and you know what dotard means?
Nope.
It means fucking crazy old guy who's just trying to get a grip, or who's trying to kind of have one last hold on shit. That is exactly what Trump is. They're like, so when people are like, "Oh fuck," they called him a dotard. I'm like, you might as well have called him a white man who is president of the United States, because that is for horrifying reasons. All those things.
Speaking
are true.
of old guys who are getting
so far so bad.
What?
So far, so bad. Old people.
Speaking of old guys who are getting more credit than they deserve, Blake Shelton is the sexiest man of the year.
Are we going
apparently.
there already? Because
yeah, why not?
I'm fucking ready for that. I got in a
sexiest man
I got
alive.
in a screaming match at work.
Oh yeah?
In the office, screaming match with one of my coworkers, screaming at each other. Like, people were turning heads. They couldn't believe this conversation was happening because it was we were doing TV when it happened. It was during a show. And they brought up on BST. There's a segment called Social Studies, and they talk about stuff that's going on social media. And Casey was talking about how Blake Shelton was named sexiest man alive, and DJ's really mad about it. And my contention is that Blake Shelton is as hot as Jason Segel. And we don't fucking talk about how Jason like they're very, very similar. They're both tall, dark, handsome, but like a little
Segel's
fucking.
not that handsome.
It looks like he fucking grabbed his face. You ever play fucking
Jason Segel's not
Facelift
handsome, by the way.
Well, he's fine, like wood, but like not fucking amazing. Have you played Facelift in Mario Party?
Oh yeah, where you just like pull their cheeks basically.
Where you pulled, that's
you just dwarf or morph their faces.
They both look like you took a tall, dark, and handsome man and kind of pulled their faces a little bit. Also,
AKA known as the aging process.
Also, I still don't know what tall, dark, and handsome means. Like, you know it when you see it.
Oh, I know that I'm not it.
Right? No, but you could be. A lot of white people are described as tall, dark, and handsome, and I don't understand how that works.
Well,
Blake Shelton is a tall, dark, and handsome man. So is Jason Segel.
Well, I'm certainly not tall, and I'm definitely not dark.
Jury's out on the third. Jury's.
That lady at the bar said that I was more handsome than you. Still
That
hanging on
was
to that one.
right. Did we talk about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was.
You like straight up asked her who has the better face, and then she said me, and you were devastated.
It was fucking wrong. I was off sugar for a while at that point, even though I was fucking pounding beer, so I definitely was not off sugar. But like my skin was good, everything was just good. Sometimes, here's a thing with me. Sometimes, and I'm definitely not experiencing it now, when I lose weight, I get a little too skinny, because when I lose weight, I don't like tack on muscle or anything to make up for what I've lost. It's like
malnourished.
It's like putting shampoo in your hair and then not using conditioner. It's like you did something that's good, but you
didn't follow through.
You didn't do it all the way, and now
you just kind of look halfway there.
What's the shampoo and conditioner relationship, by the way?
Shampoo first, conditioner second.
I didn't ask what the fucking process is. I asked what the relationship is. Well, like the way I've always seen it is when you use shampoo, it gets all the stuff out of your hair, and then when you use conditioner, it puts everything back in your hair.
Yeah, I feel like.
But it's like a new one. You swapped out the stuff.
Could be very wrong, but I feel like shampoo kind of hits the reset button. It takes away all the dirty shit, and the conditioner gets you prepped for the next cycle.
Actually, no. I think that let's decide it's this. Shampoo is sanding it down, and conditioner is putting a new coat on,
like a refinish.
Yeah. So yeah, you're refinishing your head. Speaking of which, talked to a coworker the other day who shaves his head. Do you know that people who shave their head always have to fucking shave their head?
Yeah.
That's not just like a quick decision you make where you're like, all right, I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to have the permanent bald look now. That in 2 days later, that changes if you don't do anything about it.
Hair grows back.
Wild.
This is a breaking development for you?
Well, I understood
It's like shaving your face.
But you like 3 times a week you have to fucking shave your head. That's crazy. And if you get it done, it's like $20 a pop, 3 times a week. That's fucking, I don't know, $100?
I feel like people who shave their heads don't get it done. They do it themselves.
Some do. I told my dad about that. I was talking to my dad about it. I said, did you know that so-and-so when they shave their head, it takes it 3 times a week? And he was like, well, that's why you do it yourself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like one of my former roommates, he would always buzz his hair. He always had it really short.
Yeah.
The fucking upkeep involved in that. For not that good a look, I mean...
No.
For, like, shaving your head, I think is a good look.
For some people, it's the best look that they can hope for.
Yes. Well, like, if you're balding.
Right,
and you can't really pull off the like, side hair look thing. As I say this, I'm looking right at a cartoon of Jeff. And I was going to say, if you can't pull off the
Jeff's
Jeff
going to
look.
be very triggered by this conversation.
No, but, like, Jeff, so at least in this cartoon, I think I've forgotten what Jeff looks like in real life. Jeff looks like a fucking great balding Jewish man. It's just how it's all supposed to look. I love it. And then next to him, you got you with the glasses, great. Gets to Miles Teller, terrific. Then me holding up fucking wine, terrific. And then Feidelberg, who... My favorite, I love the cartoons of Feidelberg because that plays up the whole Feidelberg looks like everybody thing. Because he looks like just like a nondescript face.
Person, yeah. Back to Blake Shelton.
Mm-hmm.
Were you mad and Casey was for it?
I thought it was ridiculous. She thought her take was he's not I wouldn't call him the sexiest, but he's sexy. And then I said, he hasn't even gotten better looking as he's gotten older, which is the only fucking requirement of being a male person. That's the only good thing that comes with being a guy, other than way too many privileges.
There's just nothing. There's just no spectacular thing about Blake Shelton at all.
I liked him better.
He's a very average guy.
I liked him better like 15 years ago, where he had the cowboy hat, he had the long hair. As it turns out, was extremely racist and homophobic,
Well,
but kind of fitting, like befitting of that look. So
well, I thought it was fitting for 2017 for them to pick Sexiest Man Alive, and then immediately after they do
zombified
that,
tweet time.
Yeah, immediately after they do that, it's just like, all right, let's see what shit this guy has in his closet.
Yeah.
And it turns out, big homophobe.
Yeah, wild. I think it's pretty great that, like, I mean, when you're in like third grade and shit, and you don't know the power that words have. When I'm pretty sure I never tweeted when I was in third grade. I don't think that in like 1992 or 4 or what, I don't know how old I am, that shit existed. But like, if you were trying to be like, man, when's the time that you're saying the shit that's not cool?
Yeah.
It's like before you knew what the words meant, and then a lot of people like Blake Shelton, it's like, when he was 38.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well, these tweets are 4 years old. It's like, yeah, but you're 46.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, you were fully
You've
formed.
been an adult, man.
Yeah, he's got good eyes. I don't know, not amazing. I was saying, I got kind of flustered because they were like, well, who would you have be sexiest man alive? And I said, fucking anybody. And they said, stop saying fucking on TV. And Idris Elba was the guy that came to mind immediately. I think that he's
up there.
He makes the most sense because he's in shit. He's popular now. Those pictures came out recently. Him with the chest, very, very good. Mahershala,
chest. That's a good quality to have.
What's that?
Just possess a chest.
Well, I don't think that Blake Shelton has a chest. Blake Shelton
he has a chest. It's just not an impressive chest.
He's like a dad bod guy. I loved that people were freaking out because they were saying that apparently these things are picked by, you just buy it, right? What? You just like your publicists or whatever, or
really?
people who sponsor some shit.
You
just
can
fucking
buy
the spot.
What?
Yeah, it's like a very shady shit. So
you know who's sexier? Who's an older man who's sexier than Blake Shelton?
If you say Mel Gibson, I'll fucking kill you.
No, David Harbour.
So that's what I was going to say. People were saying if this were true and they really wanted to go with a dad bod guy, it would be David Harbour. And there was a lot of talk about David Harbour in his dad bod. I never noticed that he was a dad bod guy. It's true, but I never noticed while watching that, like, if you press his chest, there's a little give.
Well, that's because he is a dad. Like, to be like, oh, that guy is a dad bod when he's an actual dad and a middle-aged man, it's like, well, yeah, no shit. If you don't have a dad bod, that's when people notice.
Right, that's true. Well, because when we first heard about dad bods, it was that fucking
like
news story that was like,
kids.
you'll never guess what college girls like now. And it's like, drugs, what? And it's like, guys with shitty bodies. But yeah, I don't think that like fucking like 56-year-old women turn to their husband and are like, ooh, my man's got the hot new look. It's like he's just looked that way for fucking 20 years. He's just gotten shittier.
We'll have more hot gentlemen on Hot Guys and Weathermen next week.
Yes, Hot Guys and Weathermen 3 comes up, and we've got 2 very impressive guests lined up. As usual, we will have a person do the episode with us. Very, very psyched for that person. And we've already arranged it. We will be joined by, we are going to, from now on in the Hot Guys and Weathermen, do, what are we going to call it? Handsomest Man Alive?
Handsomest Man Alive.
So the first person that came to mind has said yes. We're going to have Handsomest Man Alive. Probably... I can't imagine they'll be on with us for a long time because they're kind of hot shit, but...
You know what we should do for Handsomest Man Alive, and this is something that's bothered me about people's Sexiest Men Alive, is that we should pick one and then wait for him to die, and then pick another one.
When do people do that?
No, I'm just saying.
That play off the alive thing.
That bothers me that people, like last year, the Sexiest Man Alive was The Rock.
Yeah.
He's still alive, and he's still just as sexy as he was last year, so why wouldn't he be Sexiest Man Alive?
In fact, because guys get better looking as they get older, it is ridiculous. Like, whoever the first Sexiest Man Alive was should have had it for like 40 years, then you pass it on to the next one. At what age do you stop being sexy, by the way? Because at some point, you just become an old guy and gross.
Yeah, I think it's like when you start to get gout.
Gout? I don't think the gout's an automatic thing that you get.
Ooh, gout's for sure an automatic thing that you get, because I was told this by Sinbad last week when I went to see him.
Really?
Yeah. Sinbad was big on the gout thing.
Does he have gout?
Yep.
So does Sinbad know that every person doesn't get gout?
I think that he just automatically assumed that everybody has gout.
He's eating too much.
There's like a lot of older people in the audience. I was probably like the youngest person there.
Yeah, they're like fucking up on their fish diets. He was talking,
he was talking about gout, and the crowd went nuts. They were like, "Yeah, we know exactly what you're talking about." And I was like, "I don't know what the fuck gout is."
Huge gout crowd. Remember? Did you go to Aziz Ansari a couple years ago?
I did not.
He was talking about. He was like, "What's the most messed up dreams you've had?" Because he was doing a lot of crowd work, and this girl was like, "I have this weird dream where I'm sleeping and someone's in the room and I can't move my body and it feels like I'm awake. It feels so realistic, but I'm not. Ha ha ha." And everyone was laughing. And I'm like, yo, that girl has sleep paralysis. She's describing a condition that she has. I don't think she understands. Like, if you'll just excuse me, I'm trying to like make my way through the crowd. Like, yo, like you have something, like you have a condition. It's not life threatening or anything, but just to let you know. And Aziz didn't know about it. And everyone was just like, oh, that girl's crazy. What a fucking weird dream. That was fucking hilarious. To people who don't know what sleep paralysis is, look it up. It's some scary shit.
Oh, that's for sure a thing. I felt like
have most people
knew about that.
Yeah, have you ever had it?
I've never had it, but that seems like the worst thing in the world.
I haven't had it in forever. I used to have it. It was
very bad.
Seems
bad.
It's so fucking. And then like as you're Wikipediaing it after you've had it, you're like, oh my god, it's even like it's somehow scarier when I'm reading about it, knowing that there's not actually someone in there with me.
Yeah,
it's fucking. It is fucked up. The Blake Shelton wasn't the only ridiculous thing in this People magazine thing. Colin, our fucking House of Horrors has come true.
Yeah, no, well, not exactly. Our House of Horrors was him being named Sexiest Man Alive. Mm-hmm. He wasn't named Sexiest Man Alive, but he was one of the 100. And he was named Sexiest Joke Writer.
Which, no, didn't he get fucking pushed off of... he's not the head writer for SNL anymore.
Or I think somebody else stepped down. I don't think it was him.
I'm pretty sure they were
Maybe
like,
it was him.
They were like, you can keep doing Weekend Update, which you're also not very good at, but yeah, you're no longer head writer.
A requirement for being one of the sexiest men alive is you don't need to have two lips because Colin Jost only has a bottom lip, no upper lip.
I don't know if he is anymore, but I thought it was fucking crazy that he was head writer of SNL. Like Seth Meyers was head writer, and he's not amazing on his own, but you kind of trust him. He's got some cachet.
Colin Jost was the head writer on the down years, so
right. So the only reason that Colin Jost actually got to be sexiest joke writer is because I'm pretty sure he's the only person that was submitted for that. So we wrote a bunch of jokes, and now we're going to tell them way more sexy than Colin Jost could. All right, here we go. Hey girl, why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
I don't know why.
He didn't have the guts.
What do you think of that new movie, Constipated?
Not much. Why? What?
It hasn't come out yet.
Hey girl, what's the slipperiest country in the world?
I don't know.
Greece.
What do you call a teacher who never farts in public?
Fucking polite teacher.
A private tutor.
Hey ladies, can February march?
April?
Nah, but April may. That's a grammatically incorrect joke, girl.
What's brown and sticky?
Poop.
A stick.
I love jokes like that. What do you call a crying sister?
I don't know.
A crisis.
Where do kings keep their armies?
I don't know.
In their sleeveys.
Hey, baby, I tried to catch some fog. I missed. I actually made that joke on Twitter a while ago.
Yeah.
During the Patriots game when they were when everyone was getting all hot and bothered about the fog.
The fog. Yeah.
I said, I think that. Are you sure this is fog? Because that kicker just missed.
So fucking stupid. All right. Let me find one.
Best one.
Let me find one more joke on the internet that I wrote.
I can give you one more in the meantime.
Okay.
Do you hear about the kidnapping at school?
No.
It's okay. He woke up.
Fuck you. I mean,
That's an awesome joke.
I'm more embarrassed that it fucking took me a minute to understand that one.
I'm gonna use that joke immediately after this. So good. Next person I talk to, get ready.
Congratulations to us for both being sexier joke writers and joke readers than Colin Jost.
I can do this one non-sexy. A book fell on my head. All I have to blame is my shelf.
Fuck off. Are you done now?
Yep. Did you hear about the two skydivers that got married in the air?
They fell in love?
They were falling in love. That doesn't make sense. Why would you get married while you're falling in love?
Yeah.
Make sure that, for sure, before you throw the big party and everything, just make sure like that's a good one.
And definitely don't get married while skydiving.
Yes. What did the hat say to the tie?
Sup?
You hang here. I'll go on ahead.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
Those are some good jokes.
So as you can tell, maybe, I don't know, we're doing video stuff right now.
Hey.
We've changed the way that we're doing our video. We've shut down our video process for quite some time, and we've built this wonderful set, and it looks terrific. We've spent all the fucking money that you gave us by buying merch. Thank you very much for doing that. We've spent all the money and then some. But this looks fucking dope.
Yeah, we did it ourselves. Well,
Yeah.
I did like 90% of it.
I would not say that.
Yeah, I think I did 90% of it.
I would say you did like 41% of it, your mom did 41% of it, and I did whatever the rest percent of it is.
What you did was you helped sponge this border.
It
on
is
the wall.
unbelievable how much you are taking credit. That's wild. I came up with so much of this.
What are you gonna say that you took? What are you gonna take credit for then?
The mics, the table,
the mics.
the chair,
The table was me.
These things, the whole diner setting.
The table was me.
I said we should have a. I said that we should have a mobile diner set up that we can go and interview people, and we can have chairs or whatever. And then it was pivoted to being a stationary setup.
Okay, and then I got the stuff.
Yeah, you didn't get the stuff. We bought the stuff together.
You bought these, and okay. I'm talking about like the room. Let's stick to the room.
This is a really weird thing. No clue why Pete is taking credit for this, but
I came up with the designs, and I painted the walls.
Yep.
And then I put the stuff on them.
You and and other people painted the walls.
Yeah.
You oversaw the painting of the walls.
Okay, so for of the members of this podcast,
yes,
I did more.
But if your mom is technically part of the podcast,
she's not.
Then yes, she is.
Mom,
she is very much part of the podcast.
She didn't answer. She's not part of the podcast.
There's three people in this podcast: you, me, and your mom. And I would say that your mom did the most. Very much thank you to Brunch because your mom is part of it. So,
but yeah, I'm very excited about it. It's been a process. This idea came probably in the summer, and it took us 5 months to get everything done. Something like that.
Something like that.
But we were about 98% done for the last month.
Yeah, this was all. So as I'm looking around, I'm like, that was my idea too, and that was like, I what a weird thing. Like it would have been like if I was like, hey, look at this video thing. How about me? I did this all. You would have been like, that's weird. We both did it. And
you contributed significantly.
Yes, I damn fucking right I did.
I think just like the painting of the walls is a pain in the ass. So
I could see why you would feel more ownership.
I
did
more hard labor. I assembled the table and the chairs
and
painted the walls.
Yes.
Okay,
well,
we'll agree on that.
Good job. I thank you for doing that. You're a pill today. So anyway, because we're going to be doing more video stuff, like we used to have the webcams, and that's how we would show our little clips, the fun social things. But now it's going to look fucking dope, and I think this is going to be coolest for the movie reviews because we'll be able to have, like, depending on how long we go with the movie reviews, we can put up kind of close to the full movie reviews.
Yeah.
Or like 5 to 10 minute clips, and that'll be cool. Give you something to do during the workday.
This stuff will be on YouTube. I think that's where we're planning on sticking most of it at this point. So I believe our YouTube channel is...
You know where else you can stick it?
Up your ass.
Up your ass with the taking credit for the whole thing. I couldn't believe he did it. Weirdest fucking move in the world.
It'll be on YouTube. I think it's youtube.com/listen to brunch.
I thought you were going to say, I think it's youtube.com.
They
did get .com.
I think that new website is called youtube.com.
They were able to get that. They have the SSL certificate as well.
But yeah, you can just search brunch. We'll be there. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah. So now that we have video stuff, normally a great part of this podcast, I didn't tell you about this, a great part of this podcast is that we don't oddly start taking credit for shit in weird ways. But another great part...
It's going to bug you for months.
Another great part of the podcast is that the energy is great. 2 energetic guys, always zigging and zagging. There's never any lulls. But if we do have lulls and we have awkward pauses with the camera now...
Yeah.
It can actually be kind of cool. Check this out. This is Brunch Presents Awkward Pauses. Uh-oh. We're running out of stuff to say. Ooh.
That was riveting radio.
That was really awkward. Oh no, that was so bad. But video-wise, fucking unbelievable. People are going to see that and be like, what a clip.
Got a bunch of gifts out of that.
Hey, guys, check this out. Sound on.
Fucking fly.
Sound on. And that was awkward pause. That was a lull in the conversation. I'm actually kind of feeling this now.
Just this silent podcast.
Yeah. We're the first ever silent video podcast.
Here's something that happened this week that we should definitely talk about. People freaked their shit.
I know what this is going to be.
What?
Get Out?
Yep. People
Yeah.
freaked their shit that Get Out was listed as a comedy for the Golden Globes.
Here's what people probably don't know because they freak out before they do any research. I didn't know this. Then I did 1 ounce of research. Fucking that's Get Out's problem.
Yeah,
Universal did that.
not-
That's the
it's not even-
studio.
yeah, it's not their
That's
problem.
not the Golden Globes' problem.
Yeah,
That's not their fault.
It's not like the Golden Globes slighting Get Out.
Right.
First of all, they don't have a horror category, which I wouldn't put Get Out in a horror category anyway. It's not a fucking scary movie.
I think
in the
that-
sense that like there are no jump scares really.
Right.
It's a thriller. Thriller, I think. It's the best way to
it's
categorize it.
a thrill. It's not a comedy, but nothing's a fucking comedy. The world that we're living in right now, nothing's funny. It's not now, Taylor Swift. Don't come out with an album. Trump's president. People are writing shit like that. Nobody enjoys anything anymore. Wait, you haven't seen those things?
No.
Oh, God, yeah, there are a million of those things. Like,
Great.
not now, Taylor, we don't care. Oh, you're mad at Kanye West? Well, fucking Puerto Rico doesn't have power. Taylor doesn't have anything to do with that. You really haven't seen those things?
No.
People are taking everything out on Taylor Swift.
I'm glad.
As a non-huge Taylor Swift fan, it's like, oh, man.
You're very
I have to
defensive for
defend
somebody.
her for, yeah.
But like I saw people freaking out saying that this was like a racist thing on the part of the Golden Globes. One, again, it's the studio. giving the movie a better chance
Right,
to
they're
win.
just-
And 2, this happens all the time.
Yeah, it's
like The Martian
right,
was
exactly.
classified as a comedy.
And people do that all the
movie
time with
and
when they try to
that
sneak...
movie was way less funny.
They try to sneak leads into supporting actor and
Right.
shit like that. Which,
Just to give them a better chance to win.
yeah, it's jarring to see Get Out comedy because we're like, that's not a fucking comedy, but...
There are funny points in that movie.
No, Pete, that's not funny.
There are funny points in that movie.
I'm trying to think. I know there are, but I can't remember what they are. There's a couple... Oh, Lil Earl Howery.
Yeah.
He's always funny.
TSA guy.
Yeah. What a
Fucking
guy.
hilarious.
So Jordan Peele has responded to this by saying that Get Out is a documentary.
Which is
It's
hilarious. It's a hilarious response.
Jordan Peele should be put in the comedy category because that's funny because it's not a documentary.
But he said it because it relates to his own personal experiences.
Yeah, but it relates to his own personal experience, but he hasn't actually had his brain taken out of his head before.
It's like historical fiction.
I think that it's an unbelievable movie. Obviously, we did like 13 episodes about it
in a row.
It's so fucking wild that like normal, I shouldn't say normal, but common like casual racist practices could, for all we know, also be fucking like they could be taking people's brains out of their heads, and you can't tell the difference because just of the way that people act and all that shit. So it's one of the smartest movies I've ever seen, but it's not actually a documentary.
No. There's like a ton of attention to detail, but my favorite response to this is when white people claim that Get Out is a racist movie. Which, it is a racist movie, but it's about white people being racist.
Yeah, when white people call black people who are upset about something racist, I'm generally of the mind that it's actually the white people who have been racist all along.
Oh, that's
a
hot
twist.
Take. That's a hot take.
It's a twist in that thing.
Is there anything...
A white person comes over to me and they say, "Hey, this black woman's being racist." I say, "You know what? I'll hear you out. I don't think I need to, but let's have your little explanation." And then they give it to me, and I say, "Yep, actually, turns out they don't like that you're being racist." It's like if like your sibling like hits you, and you're like, "You son of a bitch, I'm telling on you." And then they run off and they're like, "Mom, DJ hit me." And I'm like, "What the fuck? That's what I was going to say that they just did." And that it sounds unbelievable. So that's what white people are doing. When they're being racist and they're about to get blown up, they're like, "Yo, black people being racist. I said it first."
It's like jumping in in the comment section yelling first.
Yes, yeah, first. Like if something racist's going on, like, racist. I said it on myself, but they're going to think that I'm saying it for you. So burn, racist. You're racist. Let's do some songs. What are your songs?
I have a random collection of songs this week that I just gathered from putting my iPod on shuffle, or iPhone on shuffle. "Make Them Gold" by Churches.
Very good song.
But one thing that came up this week was, I think it was Pigeons and Planes put out a tweet. What's a perfect album that didn't get enough credit from the past 10 years?
Perfect album that didn't get enough
And
credit.
I said...
I
said Every Open Eye.
No,
it's not a perfect album,
yeah.
but it's kind of close. And
like,
if there is a perfect album, it probably got the credit it deserved.
Perfect, yeah, right, exactly. Like, I don't think it would be wild if nobody picked up on an album being perfect. Yeah, like a perfect album, I think of like an Abbey Road, where you listen to every song not just because you love the album or not just because you tolerate every song, because like you're just as excited for each song as you are for,
like, you get excited every time the next song comes on.
Yeah. It's a rarity. I mean, even like I think that Days Are Gone is like a perfect album for me, but I understand it's not a perfect album. I understand that like some people might not care too much about, I don't know, like Honey and I or something, even though Honey and I is rules. A terrific song. All right, what are your other ones?
Hanging Around by the Counting Crows.
Okay.
Because Adam Duritz endorsed Jaylen Brown for the U.S. Senate this week.
Yes, as one does.
Yes.
He hangs out with 18-year-olds.
Yeah, that was probably like the sneaky.
First time I was hanging out with Jaylen Brown. Like,
the first time I ever hung out with Jaylen Brown was when he was a freshman in college, and I was 45 years old, about 20 years removed from relevance.
Yes. And your third?
Third is...
I should also say that I picked all of your songs.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I thought that this was a podcast where we take credit for too much stuff. Yeah.
Sick. Born and Raised by John Mayer.
That's a good song.
It is. That's a good album. It's a good album.
Yeah.
And did we actually discuss John Mayer going on a Twitter Q&A about that album?
No. What did he do?
He went on a Twitter Q&A about that album about like a week or two ago, and he just like took questions, and he said like he like got drunk and just answered a bunch of questions while he was snowed in or something. And it was good. So if you want to go back and
That's
look at
cool.
that.
I like those settings. Like they're happening too often, but I used to like to do that. Or like, hey, I'm at the doctor's. It's in radiology. They say the phone can't be on, but my appointment's not for 20 minutes. Ask me anything. Like that. The woman sitting next to me is literally dying because I'm using my phone. Ask me anything. And you do those fun like Twitter AMAs. The Reddit AMAs too confusing for me. Don't know how to read them.
Yeah, you have to dig.
It looks backwards. It's a fucking messed up thing.
Bastard
I hate it
flies.
so much. All right, my three songs are Christmas Wrapping by the Waitresses. We saw Daddy's Home Dose, and they played that song in it. We hear Christmas Wrapping probably about 6 million times a Christmas season, and I never tire of it. I think that it's...
I don't even know what that one is. Change
you do.
it for me.
Let's see. Bah humbug, but that's too strong because it's my favorite holiday. Dun, 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 dun. Merry Christmas, but I think dun, 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 dun.
It does not ring a bell.
It has the horn, the...
This really is not ringing a bell at all.
Oh, yeah. You definitely know it.
Okay.
And it's got the sickest bass line. So many Christmas songs have really, really good bass lines, and that is one of them. I'm also adding Elton John's Step Into Christmas, a terrific Christmas song.
You adding all Christmas songs?
We will see. That's a great one. And lastly, I'm adding The Peace Carol by John Denver and the Muppets. That's one of my favorite Christmas albums. It's very... Have you ever heard John Denver and the Muppets Christmas? It is such a good Christmas album. I was going to add... I'll do it next week. What's her name? Casey Musgraves, Mele Kalikimaka.
Okay.
That is a good Christmas one.
Are you full in on Christmas now?
Yeah, why not?
We've seen 2 Christmas movies already.
Yeah.
And reviewed both of them, so it
We've
might as well be
seen
Christmas
2
season.
movies in the parental Christmas genre.
Yes, that's so true. You have to release them early because the parents... the Christmas season is busy, so if you release a Christmas movie before Christmas season... maybe they can go see it.
I like making Christmas movies where it's just it's not a movie about Christmas. It's something's going on around Christmas. Yeah. So like if they were like Frog Christmas, like you just make a fucking movie like what do frogs do on Christmas? I would love it.
I would say that the Daddy's Home 2 is one of those movies. It's not really a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It just takes place around Christmas.
It's more of an incest movie. It's more of a
step incest.
It's more of a
so it's okay.
Kissing the wrong people movie.
Yes.
Which there are a lot of kissing the wrong people movies, but this one is probably the cheeriest, the snowiest. Too much John Lithgow though. Hate him.
One thing that you wanted to talk about, taco shells.
Oh, yeah, fuck, I'm glad that you reminded me of that. Yeah, corn tortillas, 1,000,000 times better than fucking flour tortillas.
Corn tortillas are the hard shells, right?
They can
not
be either.
necessarily?
Yeah, they can be there.
Well, I fucking love hard shells.
Yeah,
so
if
I have a choice, I'm always going hard.
But if I'm going out to get tacos, I am
Tacos?
getting... Yeah, tacos. If I'm going out to get tacos, I am getting... you wanted the soft corn tortilla. That shit is amazing. It makes it a little bit more of an adventure. You know, like you pick up the taco, everything starts to fall out.
Why do you say that so weird? Oh, there's a fucking fly in your
on my
ice cream.
fake ice cream. Fuckers. Yeah, it's... So I was eating tacos the other day, and they
Why
were...
do you keep saying it like that?
It's a Family Guy reference, actually.
Oh, is it?
I don't like when I reference Family Guy, when I do a Family Guy reference, because I don't watch... I don't fucking care about Family Guy
And then if
then
somebody doesn't get it, you have to explain it, and then you
don't sound fucking cool being like it's a
reference.
Family Guy thing. But they're at a thing, and it's like a fair or something, and they're like, oh, great, like a stand where white women mispronounce Mexican food names, and you
Quesadillas?
assume that they're gonna say like quesadilla or something wrong, and they're like, tacos, get your tacos. I love tacos. So I call them tacos. But yeah, fucking there's a place that I go to that's got great tacos, and I always get them. They're on fucking corn tortillas, and I think that's what makes them so good, that they put them on corn tortillas. So I was at Chipotle this week, and I got tacos there, and they were on corn tortillas. It just fucking, maybe it was because just the Chipotle vibe and everything, but I was fucking livid. It wasn't right.
You mean flour?
Sorry, flour. They had flour ones. Okay. So I tweeted out, everyone understands the corn tortillas are better, and then this was a split vote.
Really?
Yeah, mixed.
Well, everybody always gets mad at me when I say that hard shell tacos are better. Like, the only time I prefer soft shell or when I do fish tacos.
So I'm not arguing hard or soft though, because the corn can be either. They can be flaccid. I get flaccid corn ones.
Nice.
Yeah.
I fucking love calling it flaccid.
Well, yeah, it's the opposite of hard.
Yes, I know. I love that reference.
Just fucking be a culinary expert one time for me.